Hi everyone, it's Nicole Wilkins with FitnessRx for Women, and this is my next question and answer segment where I took your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. The first question I have is, how often do you make adjustments to your macros to see continued progress? Well, for those who aren't sure what a macro is, macronutrients are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And you want to consistently make changes so that your body doesn't hit a plateau and so you continue to see progress in your physique. Those changes are not necessarily needed more than once a week or every other week. So they're small adjustments, 1 to 200 calories at a time, whether it's increased or decreased, depending on how your body is changing. I would love to hear your thoughts on creatine supplementation for women, and what is the best split for building muscle. There's absolutely no harm in taking creatine if you're a woman or a man. Creatine is actually found in a lot of meats that you eat, especially red meats. But if you take about 5 grams per day, there's no need to really load creatine. It's shown to help with muscle stamina, muscle strength, which means you could probably lift a little bit more and push a little bit harder and go a little bit farther and longer than you would without it, which can help with strength and power and increased muscle if that's what your goal is. So yeah, 5 grams a day is what I would recommend. Just a basic creatine monohydrate. You don't need anything crazy, and start with that. As far as the best split for building muscle, definitely increase the volume that you're training per muscle group. So the best way to do that is to split up your body parts into single body part workouts. For example, legs one day, back one day, shoulders one day, chest one day, arms one day, and so on and so forth. And you could do 2 muscle groups in one day instead of one, but to really increase the volume and to gain more muscle, 1 to 2 body parts a day is what I would recommend. Hi Nicole, what would be your best tip to avoid cravings for sweet things after a meal? I'm usually very strict with my diet, but lately I've found I'm getting very intense cravings for sweet foods after my meals, especially in the evenings after my last meal of the day. And I have been giving in and having things like cookies, sweet yogurts, and occasionally candy bars. Your help is appreciated. Well, if you're having sweets all day long, a lot of that is going to be self-control, of course, but maybe you're not quite eating enough. There are so many healthy recipes to kind of curve those cravings. You can make healthy protein bars. You can make a protein shake with frozen berries in it. You can take Greek yogurt and add a chocolate flavored protein powder, which can make it more of like a chocolate pudding. There's ways that you can make healthier options for those sweet cravings that you may have. But what you could also do is have your sweet treats once or twice a week and use that as kind of a motivation. Like, if I'm really good for these next 3 or 4 days, then I can go ahead and have a treat meal. There's many ways that you can structure it, but try looking up protein pancakes and so many different sweet treats and healthy desserts out there for you. What are your go-to moves for helping your quad sweep? Your quad sweep or your quadricep sweep is more on the side of the leg to give that nice roundness to the leg. And the way you can build that is by doing narrow squats. So feet all the way together and do squats that way, leg press that way. If you're on the leg extension machine, turn your toes in just slightly, and that'll help work the outer quad and help improve that quad sweep. And the last question I have is, how long should you hold static stretches for the best benefit? I hear many different amounts of time. I would say holding each stretch about 30 seconds is sufficient. You could hold it longer if you wanted to. I know when I was a gymnast, we would hold the splits for 1 to 2 minutes at a time, and sometimes even longer. But if you're doing less than 20 seconds, I don't think that you're getting the most benefit from the stretch. So on average, about 30 seconds each move is going to help increase your flexibility. So those are the questions I have this week. Until next week, keep asking your questions on the FitnessRx for Women Facebook page, and I'll be back every Friday to answer them for you. Until then, keep living the fit life.